Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
My arch enemy, I'll tell you right now, is stress. And it is for many of us. And there is that old adage that goes around that says stress kills. It definitely can and promote disease and sickness, prevent you from sleeping, all of that. We're going to talk about ways to reduce stress, but different ways that you might not have thought about. And she's thinking about all of them right over there. She is an amazing life coach with Purposeful Pathways, lifecoaching.com. Allison Cowan is back with us. Hey, Allison, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm hearing a little bit of static from your end. So I don't know if anyone else is picking up on that or if it's just between us, but wanted to,
You sound crystal clear. And all I'm going to say is,
then let's go.
Don't stress out. Don't say it's all good. Everything's good on this end. Sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. My my website that I've been working on and I've been talking, as we've been talking, it's been in production. It is now totally up and running.
Cool.
So www.purposefulpathwayslifecoaching.com is completely up and running. You can contact me through there. You can schedule appointments. Everything is there. So
awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
It was a work in progress. It's now done. Guess what? That's one less thing you have to stress out about.
It is one less thing. And it goes into how many times did I have to laugh about this?
Yes, we did over the last few weeks as you were, working on it, working to get it done. Laughter is probably one of the best, easiest ways to reduce stress, and even laughing at yourself or just laughing around other people. I did it over the weekend and wasn't even trying. I was driving with somebody and stopped by a friend's house to pick up something. I had left it there a long time ago, kind of for storage. And we just got into this juvenile conversation of what's the best description? Silly words that just make you laugh. And I'm not even going to repeat them here because it would be somewhat tasteless, but that is my sense of humor. I'm a 12-year-old. That's it. I'm a 12-year-old. That's it. In terms of humor sometimes.
When we go into that laughter, it reminds us, so there's childlike and childish. So if you're childish, you're acting like a child and not an adult. Childlike, on the other hand, allows that playfulness that we forget about as adults. We forget to play and we forget to laugh. And so childlike and remembering that there's nothing wrong with some of that juvenile humor, because it does relieve stress.
I'm right there on your page, Allison, and I always say that I'm a big kid having fun. Yes, I'm a responsible adult, of course, but sometimes you just get silly and you just laugh at dumb stuff. I mean, I'll give you an example. This is just ridiculous, but it turned into like all these other thoughts. There's a store in the mall called Love Sack, and it's for why would you name? There's so many things that people could say about that, but I'll let that go. But
oh my gosh, I can start going off on like found words. What could it? And so I've never seen it, but like my imagination,
it's just
being silly and going crazy. Like what's in a store called Love Sack?
Yeah, I mean it's like beanbag chairs or something like that, but that led to other words that we use that just make you laugh, and you can be taken in a different way. But it's almost like, I don't know if you remember like Beavis and Butthead. Like every time my friend would say it, it would be like, oh, he just said, oh. But completely juvenile. But the point here is just laughing at silly stuff, and also don't take yourself so seriously. It's why not? You can
Yeah,
laugh at yourself.
yeah, and it just it makes such a big difference, um, especially here's a stressful situation, whatever it might be, and I'll use my website again,
Hmm.
and it was literally months trying to get it launched, and there were times it would just be like, if I was talking with a friend or whatever, just making it like almost completely ridiculous. So, it's like, okay, well, let's put this on it and let's put that on it. And it was something you would never do, but something to laugh at during the process, rather to relieve that stress.
Hmm.
So let's put out you know I could have put in love sack there.
It's like so.
And
Yes.
who would have known that people would be like, what the heck is that?
Right.
But
And there was other stores that you question, we did, why do they call that store that and that? I went to the office of somebody yesterday. It was business related. And I was introduced to this guy, and I look around his office, and he runs an investment brokerage. I mean, it's like, kind of, but broke the mold for that. You picture guys, suit and tie walking around. No, he was wearing a hoodie. He has, full sleeve of tattoos, and just a regular dude. And he has a stand-up 6 foot picture of, remember Bob Ross, the painter from TV, like
okay.
PBS,
Oh
and
gosh, yes.
right, and other figurines of him in one section. And I'm like, why? Like, what is that? He goes, he just makes me smile. It's so silly, but it was
Well,
like,
and I totally get that because you see this, and then I don't know how many other people remember him, but he would talk
"Hmm,
in such a calm way.
yeah,
We're going to now take this, and you could hardly stand it at the time, but then on the other hand, if you're feeling stressed, boy, you have this cutout caricature and other things, and then that voice comes into your head, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
calms you down.
whatever works. And he even said that, just like the big dude, he's like, you know what? Sometimes I go home at night and I just put them on. It's in the background, but it releases stress. And it's just like so unusual, but I'm not judging. I think it's just like super
No, and
cool.
that's the whole thing, is that when it comes to humor and laughing at things and finding things that help us relieve that stress,
Hmm.
there there is no judgment, um because all that does is then adds more stress.
Yes. Or how about this? How about this? I will look at YouTube videos of, and this is not in a sexual way, people getting massages. And that was the conversation. Here's a bunch of guys, we were talking about stuff, Bob Ross and all this other stuff. And I'll watch the videos and it's like, I feel like I'm getting one now, even though I'm not, but that looks very relaxing. Or some people, it's called ASMR,
Yes.
where it's people whispering, and all it is just somebody whispering. thinking about anything, like making coffee. And it just draws you in. And in a weird way, it's relaxing. It just, and then,
There are a lot of people right now that I've heard that are very interested in ASMR. For me, and this is just my opinion, so I hope I'm not offending anybody because it's just my opinion, and there's no judgment because people love it. I laugh my butt off when I listen to ASMR.
yeah.
It doesn't calm me down, because there'll be some whispering and then all of a sudden there's this crinkling noise and I'm like,
Yeah.
What's going on?
Exactly. And I didn't know about the noise part of it. I was always aware, and it's been around, people have been talking about it for a number of years now, but I only knew about the whispering. I didn't know about the sounds. So yesterday in this meeting, that came, and again, this was a business meeting, that came up about the sounds of paper crinkling, of the squishy sound of a balloon, and all these other things. I'm like, I didn't even know that
Random.
existed.
It's so random.
Yeah,
And so for me, it's something that I laugh at.
right.
So
But doesn't it release stress because you are laughing at the same time?
it's exactly. So it's
Right.
like, okay, let's listen to a little ASMR, and because it's something for me to laugh at. Now, please, everybody who is listening, if ASMR is a way for you to calm down and to feel less stress without my crazy, wacky sense of humor, please know that I'm not judging you.
Sure, whatever works.
I'm not judging you. I'm just like, that's just how my crazy brain works.
You know what, Allison? It seems to go back to the same thing, and that is never lose the child in you, because it's almost the same thing. Listening to squishy sounds and laughing at it, or relieving your stress. Somebody whispering. If you played that for a 9-year-old, they'd be laughing uh, probably as much as an adult would be. And I think it's also, don't lose your curiosity. Kids always have curiosity. And
Mhm.
once you lose that, you lose a lot. So it's like, again, curiosity. Why is a store in the mall called Lovesack? Then you do research and think that people could be laughing at that, but then maybe that was the intent. I don't know. But
Well, I'm having a hard time because I'm having a hard time letting that name go. So sack, is it stacking love? Like, is
however
it
you
like,
want to take it.
stack it, forget it kind of sack?
uh,
Is it a sack that that a container sack?
I don't
So
know, but
my
apparently,
so this is where my sense of humor starts going in. It's like, oh my gosh, if I start imagining what is in a store that I've never seen called Love Sack, um,
maybe that's the intent, to draw you into the store, to wonder what the heck are they selling in that store.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but it's the child curiosity aspect of it, and also just making fun of yourself. How about some of the other ways to release stress? I've often heard, and it's even scientifically proven too, that just breathe. Just breathe 3 strong breaths in and 3 out. And there's all different formulas. You could do, I don't even know what they are, like the 7-8-7 or whatever it is.
yeah. There's a ton of breathing exercises. Breathe in for so many, hold for so many
Right.
seconds, breathe out for more. I think from everything that I've deduced, and I may be, not 100%, but it's the longer you breathe out,
Hmm.
because otherwise things kind of build up in your system and you need to get that carbon dioxide out.
Yeah, that you said that I recall hearing that it's the more important breath is the release of stuff coming out.
Yeah.
It's you're giving it to the universe with those breaths.
So it's longer. So if it's 5 in, then it's maybe 7 out.
Yeah. Yeah. But I truly believe that we don't breathe properly or deeply, or we forget that it can be so beneficial to breathe like that. But when you do it, when you consciously make the effort, like, oh, this stressful day, or let's say you're in a meeting at work and they may be calling on you. You have to answer a question or you have to make a presentation. You just stop in your tracks. Nobody knows you're doing it, and just let it out a couple of times. In
Yeah.
5, 8, 10 seconds, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know what? I got clarity. Tap the brakes. It's like a reset button on you.
And then recognizing where that breath is coming from. Are you breathing, chest breathing,
Point.
on more, where you tend to be more stressful. So dropping that breath down into your belly.
Yeah. It's a really good point. Yeah, it has to be deep breaths from your belly diaphragm, because most of us during the day are breathing up here.
Yeah.
And quick thing I'll share, to illustrate this, was I was a few years ago, I was feeling kind of tired. Like I just didn't make sense. And then I talked to somebody I know who's a contractor, a friend, and he was doing some work at my place. And we both said the same exact thing, that we're just like, I don't know why I'm feeling tired. I don't know. I'm getting sleep. I'm eating okay. And we both figured out that we weren't breathing. I know it sounds ridiculous. We weren't breathing properly, like deeply, because of just environment, stress, whatever it may be. And you may not even realize that you're doing it. But if you start really taking air in and let your body process it and release it, game changer, can potentially be a game changer in your life.
There is something that I have not been trained in. I have experienced that was one of the most stress relieving breathing exercises that one could ever imagine. And it's called holotropic breathing. And it's set to the person that I experienced it with. It's set to some like really primitive sort of sounding music. And like you're breathing in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe out. And then the music changes and then it's like breathe in, and it just changes. And most people do it lying down on a mat. I couldn't do it lying down. I needed to move. So part of it, I think it was the music that prompted me to move, and I asked if that was okay, and it's like absolutely that was okay. But holotropic breathing, you feel done. When you're done, you're just like,
wow. And it was truly to music.
It was done to music, and it would change pace, and it would change tempo, and it would move from really fast breathing to really slow breathing and it was all done in a way that, so you were instructed with what to do. It was in the beginning, it's like if you start to feel a little bit ill, that's normal, because release. There's so much being released from your body. And it was, of all of the breathing things that I've ever experienced, holotropic breathing.
Wow. What you just said, I may have experienced, and it was called a cacao ceremony, and or cacao meditation. A friend signed me up. I just showed up. I had no idea what I was. And first time I really did a meditation was barely a year ago. And you drink cocoa from the tropical rainforest, cacao, and it has your euphoric properties. So we drink that first. Then we did sound bowls. Then we laid down and did this like long meditation. Well, call it like 25 minutes, and 15 people in the room. And the instructor, I'll never forget, it was like this in terms of the breathing: inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale. And it went on for a while. I have to tell you, I had so much clarity on a situation in my life, and almost felt like I was releasing it. But when it was over, myself and everybody in the room were crying. It was an amazing experience. And I don't know what it was, whether we were hyperventilating or whatever it was, but it was very impactful.
And it would be like that, like, but it was set to music. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. And then, okay, now we're going to change it. Inhale, inhale, exhale, 1, 2, however many. So it would just keep changing. And the tempo and speed of it kept changing.
She might have done that, and I don't recall it. And there wasn't music, but she was walking around as we were laying down in between everybody, and she was like a drill sergeant. Bam, 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 bam. And at the beginning, I'm like, how am I going to do this? All of a sudden, I'm doing it. Like I'm automatically just following her instruction. But I'm not kidding when I say that everybody in the room was bawling. And whether you believe this or not, I'll just share it. Some of the people, some of the staff took pictures, no filters, nothing freaky going on. You look at the photos, there were orbs, like little lights above every.
I've
take it for what it is. And there wasn't anything going on. So they were just like taking pictures on their phone. But to illustrate the point, breathing, it's super important. We're just about out of time.
Okay.
I want to announce once again that you have a website back up, brand new,
Yay!
new and improved. Yeah.
Laughed my way through it.
And it's done. And purposefulpathwayslifecoaching.com. You go there. If you're dealing with anything in your life, especially as we start the year, even getting off of the holidays where you were on this high of everything's fantastic holidays and now we're out of it. Even just navigating your life, looking to make changes, even those goals you have for 2023, a life coach is the answer. Allison is the answer. If you go to purposefulpathwayslifecoaching.com, and you know what? Just laugh. It's good for you. Laugh and breathe.
I am offering so I always offer a 1-hour complimentary discovery call through February 15th for new clients. I am also offering 2 free coaching sessions.
Wow.
Space is limited. So, get in touch if you want that experience, if you want to see what it's like to work with a coach. And just get on it, because the times are going to go, they're going fast.
And generous are you to offer the consult for an hour. Think about what people might even just learn about themselves that they weren't aware of. So definitely go there. Purposeful Pathways, lifecoaching.com. Allison, always great having you with us. And
here.
And,
we always laugh.
Yeah, we do. And I'll meet you at the mall. We'll grab a cup of coffee and we'll go to Lovesac. Whatever it is, I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, that's funny. All right, we'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Bye, everybody.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.